Hello, everybody, and welcome to AI Academy. As you know by now, probably, if you've joined us before, AI Academy is a great session for you, but it's not the only thing we provide you. So here we have an AI and intelligence community forum. You can access it with a quick URL. It's sn.works/AI. You can go there and find all the resources for our AI products, including task intelligence. Our colleague Nilima just posted the task intelligence for ITSM quick start guide. I highly recommend that. It's on the list of the articles on the community. But also feel free to go to the community site to ask your questions. And we have a very lively community and different experts that can help you and answer those questions so that you get all the help that you need. If you're familiar with Now Learning, we also have a class called Get Started with AI Solutions. It's a good overview of all our different AI solutions and how to get started in your company. This video is recorded and then posted in our YouTube channel. That's the channel of the Now community. And on this channel, there's also a lot of other academies and videos that are posted, very good resource to get to. And finally, if you want to join in a partnership to share some of your data so that we can advance the field of AI, feel free to reach out to that email address for the Global AI Innovation Program and see what you can provide to help advance our AI products. As always, in those sessions, we try to cover what's existing in our products and what's available. But in case you ask questions or we want to share some of the roadmap with you, always keep in mind that we have to share the safe harbor notice with you. And if in case we make a forward-looking statement, meaning that we talk about something that's not available in the product yet, you always have to reach out to your account team before making a final purchasing decision so that you are aware of what you're buying. If you are new to AI Academy, here are some of the basics of the Academy. It's content that we provide for you. So we bring you fresh ideas to give you a better understanding of our product and practical guidance. As I mentioned earlier, the session is recorded and then we post that on the YouTube channel for Now community. And finally, if you are here with us, that's a great opportunity for you to ask your questions. So feel free to use the Q&A panel in Zoom to ask your questions, and we'll make sure to answer those as we go. The session today is organized with an overview of our product, and then we're going to spend most of the time working through an exercise, which is a bit of a demo of the product and guide you towards getting started with the product, and then we'll save some time for Q&A. And today with us is Apeksha to talk to us about task intelligence for ITSM. Very, very exciting. And now, Apeksha, I'll give it to you.
So hello, everyone. This is Apeksha Deval from India. So I saw a couple of folks joining from India as well. So hello, everyone. Good evening and good morning to all the people joining from US, and good afternoon for the European folks out there. So I'm the Senior Principal Product Manager with IT Service Management Unit, and I take care of all the AI ML portfolio for ITSM core products. Here I'm with you to demo or take you through the task intelligence for ITSM as a first release we released on 3rd of August. So when you hear task intelligence, I know most of you would think that, what is this? Is it different from predictive intelligence? Is it just the name which is changing, or it's really something changing underlying? So the good news is the task intelligence is quite different from predictive intelligence. That's the reason we are doing these sessions along with multiple customers. And how the task intelligence is different. The complete way how we build task intelligence use cases out of the box for our customers, the way we think about these use cases is different. Task intelligence is a purpose-built AI for business users. When I say that, each and every word makes sense. What those meaning is that business users means it brings business outcome driven versus technology driven. It means that we don't say that, hey, use classification for this. We say, okay, if we want to do incident categorization for all AI capabilities which we can use in task intelligence, so the way we think about the use case is totally different. Also, the AI ML model which it uses deep learning ML models, which gives better results based on our analysis, which we did in-house based on multiple clone customer data. That and it supports multiple languages, long text attachment, and so on and so forth. It also comes with a task intelligence admin console user experience, which helps business users. So when I say business user, it means that the admins, business users, does not require to have the expert AI knowledge, or they do not require to have a data scientist knowledge. They just require to have their own business knowledge, and then task intelligence admin console will take care of walking them through after each step and then deploy the model. I will definitely demo that part today, so that would be more clear. Apart from that, the biggest value add it will bring to the existing customers of the artificial intelligences, task intelligence support multi-field detection model. So you will see in my demo that I would be creating single model to detect multiple fields on the incident. So it's very low on maintenance, it's high on performance, and it's very, very easy to configure. With all these benefits, I'll now go to the exercise. Next slide, please. Yep. So this is the demo script, or the exercise script, which I would be taking you through. So consider a company where employees were not at all satisfied by the service desk performance. Now, the service desk manager analyze this situation and go to their business users and admin to understand what should we do, because this reduction in satisfaction is also due to the higher increase in the MTTR. So this admin and business analyst decide to use task intelligence to solve this issue. The task intelligence admin console provides human-friendly interface to train, assess, deploy, and monitor the model. So as I said earlier, this admin and business analyst who do not have very great knowledge of the AI/ML can also deploy the model which they require for their business in the production. Once they do that, they need to go to recommended actions framework to certain configuration to show these recommendations on the service operations workspace. Once the service operations workspace starts showing the prediction, eventually what happened is it increased the agent's productivity, hence reduces the MTTR, and at the end, overall employee satisfaction score increased. Now you will see that, hey, configuring something in task intelligence admin console, then going to recommended actions to take care of how it shows on UI. It's too much of configuration. You talk about simplicity, but looks like there are two frameworks which I need to go and then do something. The good news is we take care of task intelligence and recommended action configuration out of the box by auto-trained model on your production. What does that mean? The moment you download task intelligence for ITSM plugin on your production instance, it auto-train the model for assignment group, configuration item, and services on your data, provided you have the amount of data in your system. And then also it has an automatic configuration in the recommended actions shipped out of the box, so that just downloading of one plugin will start the prediction in background mode. So when I say background mode, it does mean that whenever an incident gets created, the prediction will happen, but it will not show on the UI, because you definitely don't want to surprise your agents until unless admin know that, okay, something is happening or you are allowing that. So with this auto-train model, you will be able to start predicting in the background mode by just downloading the plugin. And how all these things works, now I'll take you through the demo. As I take you through the demo, I would like to answer Julian's question. So Julian asks that it looks similar to the predictive intelligence classification. What's the difference here? Great question, Julian. I thank you that you asked this question. As I said, predictive intelligence require you to create 3 different models to predict 3 different fields. But in task intelligence, a single model will be applicable to predict these 3 fields. That's one. The second is it supports multiple languages as well as it's very easy to configure. As you will go through, you will see the type of power UI experience it brings, the type of power it gives to the admin is very much. You do not require to have that technical knowledge to understand precision, recall, which is there in predictive intelligence to understand whether your model is working fine or not. In task intelligence, it's very plain, simple English. So any business user who does not have AI ML capability or understanding can also deploy this model. So these are the 2 very big benefits which task intelligence brings with it. Okay. So if you are on Utah instance, so Utah 5, patch 5 and above, or Vancouver instance, and you downloaded the Task Intelligence for ITSM plugin, you will see this Task Intelligence for ITSM in your file navigator. In the Task Intelligence for ITSM, you will see 2 subsections or submenu. One is setup and one is monitoring. So this is also one of the benefits which you get with the task intelligence, that you can monitor how your model is working. So if you remember in just a couple of minutes before, I said that the auto training model will start with deploy your model in the background mode. So in the background mode, it will show you how it is actually performing without showing the recommendations on UI. So you can actually come here and say, okay, my model, it was 5 times agents has accepted the prediction, it means, and 21 times it has not. How the prediction was replaced, how it is doing, and all those things you can see here. Even in setup, we have certain matrices to give you a quick snapshot about your performance of the model, but that in monitoring, you can do a thorough analysis. Okay, so in the task intelligence for ITSM setup module, you will see out of the box shipped this model, ITSM out of the box task intelligence solution. This is an empty model which we ship out of the box so that the moment you download this product plugin in production, this model runs and gets trained on your own data so that it predicts the value based on your own data automatically. I will walk you through what this is. But for example, you do not want to say predict these 3 fields. You can always go to this template which we shipped out of the box and create a new model, add your own fields which you want to predict, and train, assess, and deploy your model. Let me walk you through what we shipped out of the box. So once you come here, you will see the model name. You will see the output table. It means that on what table I need to train the data. So my training data is out of the box, which we ship is the data should be false. It means all the closed and resolved incidents. And I want to train this data on my recent incident. So I just want to train this data on last 12 months. What all fields I want to predict. So I want to predict assignment group, configuration item, and service. Now, what all fields I want to give as an input for predicting this. So my input table is incident, and the input fields is description and short description. This is also one of the difference our existing customer can know, that in existing predictive intelligence, we just use short description, whereas task intelligence, given its deep learning and long text support models, the description field also can be sent as an input, and we have seen in our testing that combination of these 2 actually provides far better results. And then, similar to predictive intelligence, as somebody mentioned, the number of records which is required for you to train the model is 10,000. And I guess the customers who are knowledgeable about AI ML know that these records, the number of records, the more the merrier, is always better for your model to get trained. So once we decide this, we can launch the training and see how it's working. So it shows that till today, when I deployed this model, in your past data, which is last 12 months, it would have predicted 47,305 fields for you, which is a great number to tell how you would have helped your service desk agents in entering the correct data into the system. Now we will see how the model is actually performing as of now. So you will see, okay, for the service, it's performing quite better because 75% of the time, what model predicted is what agent has actually written. 25% it was deferred, which is okay. For assignment group, I see it's 50-50%. So I might want to go with just recommendation instead of autofill. But as I see the service is doing far better, I can say that, okay, I don't want my agent to manually fill it. You can fill the service directly into the field. And configuration item is also for 4159, so I'll still keep it as recommendation. In case, if you're not confident, for example, in case of configuration item, that, hey, I don't want to do any prediction on UI, I just say that, hey, do only monitor only. It means at the back end, it will predict, but it will not show anything on the UI. So let me show you all three for the exercise purpose. That for service, we are doing autofill. For assignment group, it's a recommendation. And for configuration item, because it's less than 50%, I just want to monitor how my model is performing over the time so that I can come here in future if the performance improves. Now I can save and continue. It will give a quick snapshot about what all I have done, and it will say deploy. Great. So I'm already deployed it. As I said, you do not need to go to recommended actions, as this out of the box rule has already mapped with the task intelligence rule. So let me show you where it's get mapped. So this is the resource generator of the recommendations of the recommended actions. And here I would say that, hey, I want to predict these three fields. And here in the resource generator is somewhere where I have mapped these things. Okay. Till the time it comes, let me give you a live demo. So let me create an incident in the service operations workspace. So you will ask me that is service operations workspace is a mandatory for us to use task intelligence? I would say no. We can still go ahead and use our existing platform user experience with the task intelligence, but you would not be able to utilize the power of how you want to show the recommendation. It means whether you want to show as a recommendation or autofill and all these things only happens in service operations workspace. So I highly recommend, strongly recommend that if you're willing to use task intelligence, you also use service operations workspace 3.0 and above. Okay. So here is where I have mapped. So for example, this generator type is mapped to this solution. So this solution on the task intelligence is pointing to this rule, and then this rule is responsible to populate these on the service operations workspace. And how service operations workspace show is, let me walk you through this. So I'll say email not working. I will also say the moment I tab out, that's the beauty of service operations workspace, which does not come with any other user experience. The moment you tab out, please note that you have not created the incident yet. It means that a service desk agent who is just typing in the short description and description, the moment he tab out to enter some other value, he will be shown these suggestions. Now, I want to walk you through what all we have done as preferences in the task intelligence admin console. So we said service auto-populate. It means that whatever is predicted, I want to auto-populate it here. Again, it's just that I want my agents to have a quick view and also save their time. So that's the reason I'm auto-populating. Agents can always change it if they want. Configuration item, as the performance was less than 50%, I said, hey, don't predict, just do the monitoring in the background mode so that I want to watch it over the time. So you don't see anything here yet. And for the assignment group, as it was 50-50%, I said just recommend. So just recommending below the field that according to the AIML, the assignment group should be perfect. It's up to the agent whether to honor this suggestion or override it. So these are the three things which you have predicted through task intelligence and in these three modes. And also please note that the incident is not yet saved. It means it's not yet created completely, but AIML ran in background and gave the suggestion so that even the incident creation process, not just the triage process, the incident creation process also becomes swift and it gets created with correct data so that the incident get categorized in a right format. That's it from my side from the discussion, or for the demo purpose. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. We have somebody in the chat asking again if it's only available for service operations workspace. So if you could repeat maybe what you said about where it's available.
Sure. So as I said, service operations workspace, we strongly recommend that you use service operations workspace if you would like to use task intelligence for ITSM, because you would be able to use the complete power of both the products. In service operations workspace, you will be able to call task intelligence prediction even before creating an incident. This beautiful power is not there in our native UI or the platform UI, which you call. One, that difference. The second difference is these features where you want to show some as a auto-populate, some as recommended. These two is also not used, not available in our native UI. But predictions are available. So whenever an incident gets saved, it will get saved based on the predicted value from task intelligence. But that's exactly similar to what predictive intelligence also does with the native or current UI. So the beauty of task intelligence will definitely enhance if you use service operations workspace.
Great, thank you. There were also a few questions around whether we could use that in sub-production. So if you want to answer that, and as well, I would like to provide one best practice around that. But just to answer the question, would that be available in sub-production?
Yes, but sub-production auto training capability would not be available. Auto training capability, it means the moment you download the plugin, the model gets auto trained on your own data. This part is only available in the production. But you can have this plugin on the sub-prod, train it manually, see how it works and all that.
All right, exactly right. Great. That's the one best practice I want to provide everybody here that we covered for. It's the same for task intelligence for CSM. It applies here to ITSM as well. When you train your model in a sub-prod environment, really make sure that the data you have in your sub-prod environment is refreshed, is up to date, is matching what you have in production. Otherwise, you'll be training a model on data that is not realistic, and you would not get good results in when you move the model to production.
Yeah, Apeksha, we have two more questions in the chat. Would this work with universal request?
Great question. So as of now, this would work only with the incident, but I would take that feedback back and see how quickly we can bring task intelligence on universal request in our roadmap.
Great, thanks. And another question came in: which algorithms are used for prediction by TI?
Sure. So as of now, task intelligence uses enhanced classification in the backend. So that's the reason we, as you see, we shipped our first use case, which is the categorization of the incident form as of now. But going forward, we would like to bring other use cases such as showing similar KBs, similar incidents, also on task intelligence. But as of now, for our first release in August, we support this one use case.
And there were a few questions again. Which release was that supported? So you mentioned Utah. Could you give the patch version again?
Sure. So task intelligence for ITSM can be downloaded for Utah patch 5 and above and Vancouver. And Service Operations Workspace 3.0 version would be required for task intelligence. And the recommended actions, which I demoed, the plugin name or the store app called Advanced Recommended Actions for ITSM. So, by the way, task intelligence do take care of downloading that, but as a check, I would recommend our customers to see that if they have also downloaded advanced recommended actions for ITSM as well, then they would be testing this complete end-to-end product in their sub-prod or prod. Anyway, as Loic mentioned, Nilima has created an awesome start guide in our community forum to give you an idea about the versions, all the roles required and all. I would strongly suggest to go through that.
Absolutely. I just shared the link for those of us who are with us. Nilima is helping us with the questions today, and she's an expert in that field. So I really, really recommend reading that article on the community. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the content today. Thank you, Apeksha and Nilima, for joining us today. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.